everybody, how you guys doing? I am starting to feel just a little bit better, enough to do this rant on an article that I read on Phandroid, and it has to do with a possibility that Google in Hangouts is going to remove the carrier text and picture messaging feature from Hangouts, completely get rid of it. And now I'm like, what the F? Why, Google, why? Like, I know the masses out there, there's a mass group of people out there that really don't care for Hangouts. They're like, oh, I don't like the way that it functions. I don't like using it as my text messaging application, so I use Textra. I use this other weird third-party SMS application. And it's like, I totally get that. You have the freedom to do what you want. I mean, that's one of the best things about Android is that you can use whatever app you want. You can set it as your default app that you use for that task. You're not locked down to just use what Google wants you to use. But there are those of us that actually find Hangouts to be a lot time-saving and easier to use. An all-in-one messenger app, I really want something like that. I really do. I know a lot of people out there say that it's not that good. They need to improve on it. And yes, you know what? Nothing is as good as it can be. There's always room for improvement, But when you don't give it a chance, ever give it a try, then it's like, why even continue developing for it? What's the point if no one's really going to use it? And I don't know, maybe the developers at Google's pretty lazy about it. Who knows? Who exactly knows why? I mean, there are so much things that they could have done. Yes, they could have brought into it. But I think a lot of the nitpickiness is something else that I really don't like. People are expecting it to be like another app. Like, oh, make it like Google Messenger and make it colorful. We need some color. Color should be the last thing that you worry about. How about the app actually doing what it's supposed to be doing? Like what it says it's going to do, it does. Maybe that should be like the first focus point of the application, and then worry about the freaking makeup that should have color or whatever. I mean, that's something that can be worried about later on. The cosmetics can all be just worried about later on. It doesn't really need to be, focused now. And I see that's something that really, I just kind of blows my mind about it. So, and then all the people out there that's like, oh, we need something like iMessenger. We need something that's standard all the way across. And it's like, it could be standard if Android was running on Google-made hardware and Google-made hardware only. See, the problem is that when it was on the Nexus, it was standard. You had to buy a Nexus to have it actually as a standard messaging application. On HTC, on LG, on Samsung, that was never going to happen because they have their own messaging app and they're going to always use it as a standard on their devices. But of course, Android being so open the way it is, you can actually use, Hangouts as your default by setting it as your default carrier SMS MMS app, where all your text would go to that instead of the manufacturer's version of messaging app. So I don't know, that's just one of the things I think was weird about people. They're like, oh, we need it standard. We need it standard across all Android devices. Well, it pretty much is. It's like one of the top 3 that's guaranteed to be on your Android smartphone when you purchase one. That would be a Google bloatware app. So all the Google apps that's pre-installed on your Android device that you can either disable or use, Hangouts is one of them that's always there. So pretty much it is standard across all Android devices. It's just manufacturers have their messaging app as the default. But if you get a Nexus device, then Hangouts would be the default messaging app. And Nexus is basically supposed to be like Google's premier phone. That's, for developers and for people who just want to be on the latest version of Android. So yeah, in a way, it was standard. So I don't know where people get this whole idea that it's not standard like iMessenger is. And you know what? It's like, really, comparing that to Apple is like comparing apples to oranges. Apple only has, but, 1 or 2 hardware that it really has to work with per year. While on the Android side, there are so many manufacturers, including some that we've never heard of, like Blue or Phone, what it's called, and they make Android devices. Well, they make devices that house Android, and yeah, so it's a little bit different trying to get it standard across all these different manufacturers who kind of want to put their own spin on Android. I mean, HTC puts in, Sense. Samsung puts in TouchWiz, and LG puts in their UX, UI. So there's, and like back in the day, you had Moto Blur. I mean, there's just so many manufacturers that just have their own spin on it. So, and if you want a standard like, iOS, then really Google should manufacture their own hardware as well as Android, and then them be the only ones to have Android. LG and Samsung will all be SOL, but that's not the way it is. So I don't know, man. It's one of the frustrating things now because when this update comes, I don't really want to spend all my time trying to block an app from updating. But it looks like I'm going to have to in this case if I want to continuously use Hangouts as my SMS MMS default application alongside Google Voice and Hangouts chat. And I don't know where people get so confused they can't tell the difference if they're actually sending a text message or not. At the bottom corner, it really tells you what you're sending it as. If it's a Hangouts chat message, it's going to have the Hangouts icon at the bottom. If it's your mobile carrier text messaging, it's going to say SMS in gray. If it's Google Voice, then it says SMS in blue. How do you not know the difference between those three? It's pretty obvious. I just don't get it. Oh, man. Well, this is gonna freaking suck. So, besides that, some people may do a rebuttal and be like, well, we have Google Messenger. Well, let me tell you right now, Google Messenger does not work. I use it for text messaging, and that's it. I don't even send picture messages to it anymore because the damn thing can't even recognize what APNs to use. And every time you look for a fix, that's what they tell you to do. Delete all the other APNs, and then it should be able to send your picture messages. I don't want to delete all the APNs that's already on my phone. What for? If the app can't determine which APN setting is set, my phone is set to for it to actually send out an MMS, then that means the app is not working. It's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. And yet more people back Google Messenger than they do Hangouts. It's beyond me. An app that can't figure out what APNs to use to send out a picture message or download a picture message means that app is not even working 100%. It's not even doing half of what it's supposed to do, because that's what Google Messenger does. Send text message, receive text message, and send picture message, receive picture message. That's it. That's all it does. And if it can't do half of what it can do, then it's not even 100% working. So, but it has pretty colors. So I don't know. You guys tell me what you guys think about all this. Is this should Google do this, or should Google wait? Maybe they should just get their developers off their butt and continuously develop for Hangouts to make it much better. I really love to know what your guys' thoughts and opinions are on this matter. You guys can do that and let me know by leaving that in the comment section of this video so I can read it later on. I'd love to know your guys' thoughts. If you guys enjoyed this rant of mine, leave me a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, take 2 seconds to click that subscribe button for more videos like this and my future content. And yeah, that's it, guys.